Hey, hey, Tampa Bay. Oh, my goodness, my goodness. It's never ending. 2, 1. Oh, hey, look, numbers are different. Let's do it. Hey, welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. Ralph Phillips here. What's going on, everybody? We've got our matchup for the Super Bowl. Surprise, surprise. Kansas City made it. I know it shocks everybody. They were the long shot, you know? And the NFL has done everything they can to suppress them, but they fought through it. And they made it to a Super Bowl, finally. What's up, Tom? Okay. How's everybody doing? Are we ready to watch this fantastic Super Bowl? Super Bowl we've never seen before. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, this kind of reminds me a little bit when the Patriots were just dominating everything. People were just sick of watching the Patriots. Difference being, the Chiefs are a little bit more dynamic. You know, you just can't have a team like the Patriots anymore with a pocket passer and, you know, a defense like that and, you know, just zipping it around. And, you know, now you got to have these dynamic quarterbacks and crazy plays and all that good stuff. So, you know, that's the difference. Other than that, not a whole lot of difference. These are the New England Chiefs. Well, the Patriots had a 20-year run of greatness. Are we going to do that with the Chiefs? And didn't we just see the Super Bowl like 2 years ago? This exact same Super Bowl, except the only difference is we've got a good running game with the Eagles now, a monster running back. Tom, you going to go fishing on Super Bowl Sunday? That's sacrilegious, man. Can't do that. Oh, man. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The referee with the Chiefs. Oh, I'll wait for everybody to get in the chat before we get really into it. But what do y'all think, man? Do you think that the Chiefs are swinging it for the? I mean, the refs are swinging it for the Chiefs. The logo, you know, there's the theory that the logos that come out show the teams that are going to be in the Super Bowl. Let me see, in 2022, the logo was red, orange, and yellow, and the teams were the Rams and the Chiefs. No, the Bengals, red, orange, and yellow. The Super Bowl 2023, it was a teal, pink, and orange, and the teams were the Chiefs and the Eagles. Teal and orange. And then this year, the Super Bowl colors are green. It looks kind of purple, almost pinkish and red. I don't know. It's stupid looking. Who comes up with these Super Bowl logos? So anyhow, it's green and red colors. So is that the NFL letting us know beforehand so all the bettors can put their money in? What was the line on the Chiefs at the beginning of the year to win the Super Bowl? Honestly, if it's not set up, the Eagles should win this Super Bowl. That's my opinion. They're just the better team, if you ask me. Although, you know, we got two defensive teams coming in. And, you know, like I said, the Chiefs the Eagles have a fantastic running game. They've had a good running game for the past few years and everything with Hurts. But, I mean, now with Barkley, it's like an incredible. That guy is incredible. It's like every game he pops off these huge runs. That run he did against the uh, the Redskins was awesome. It was great. And that game wasn't even a really much of a competition, man. The Eagles just really curb stomped them the whole game. The Chiefs and the Bills game. What's up, Bill Mage? Wouldn't bet on this game with Mahomes chasing Jordan and Brady. You think? Do you think the Chiefs are going to win? Is that what you're saying? Um, I think the Eagles should win this. The Eagles should win it. The Chiefs Bills game, it seems like every year this happens with the Bills where they get in the playoffs and all of a sudden they just turn one dimensional. It's the Josh Allen show. And they did it again this year. Honestly, I thought the Bills looked like garbage. The Chiefs just pretty much did whatever they wanted to do. They were manhandling them. The Chiefs defense was stopping the Bills. I mean, they were having a hard time picking up quarterback sneaks. The Bills were, and a couple times they didn't. And it was just they just didn't look good, if you ask me. If a lot of people are upset about the refs, there were some calls where I was like, but there were calls that they missed on the Bills, that could have gone against the Bills. I didn't see this game as heavily favored by the refs towards the Chiefs like we normally do. Maybe the refs just saw that the Bills were just playing so bad that they didn't need to really interfere a whole lot. I don't know. But it did look like the Chiefs were just the better team. They really did dominate on offense and defense, I thought. And they were pretty much just able to do whatever they wanted to do. It was a poor showing by the Bills, which is a shame. I did not want to. This is the Super Bowl I did not want to see. I did not want to see the Super Bowl. I did not want to see the Chiefs again. And I don't like the Eagles. And it's not the Eagles team as much as it is the fans. I just don't like the Eagle fans. If y'all want if you want more people to root for your team, do something about the fans. Now, I like rowdy fans. I like, having a lot of spirit, but Eagle fans are just, I don't know. In person, I haven't met a whole lot that I've liked. Speaking of which, do something like the Raiders are doing. Hire a cuddly, lovey coach to try to give your team a better image. I'm actually somebody had mentioned that Pete Carroll, I think it was Rampage, said that Pete Carroll was going to go to the Raiders. And I was like, that would be the worst coaching hire ever. Pete Carroll is just such a not Raiders type coach. But they did it. It's going to be the new cuddlier, friendlier Raiders. I say that, but the Seahawks had a really monster defense there for a while under Carroll. Yeah, what's happened to the chat? There we go. We got some chat coming in. Didn't know if it froze up on me again. Is everybody got football hangover? Are we done with football, man? Are we hibernating yet? Pete Carroll, greatest coach ever. He's a really good guy, though, man. I'll say that. I was so impressed when we played them in Germany and whooped them. And Pete Carroll was just talking about how great the fans were and the reception that they got in Germany and how great we played. And it was really, I was like, wow, he's a really good dude, man. And, you've seen him for years doing it, but I thought that was a really good. And the field conditions in Germany was crap. He didn't really complain about it. I thought it was classy. Very classy dude. Nice guy. Raider fans are not going to like him. They're gonna run him out of town. But I mean, Raider fans, what is up with that? You know, they moved from Oakland to LA, which I thought was a bad move. And then they go to Vegas now. You know, so like Raider fans in Oakland, are they still fans of the Raiders? I wouldn't be. Are the Raiders, do the Raiders still have that gritty in your face style of fandom? Or are they, you know, does Vegas have fans, Raiders fans? I don't know. I don't know. I need to kind of touch base with Raider fans. I don't have any friends that are Raider fans that I can recall. Need to reach out, find some Raider fans, see what's going on. Yeah, that's right, Tom. Yeah, the play call at the goal line. That I bet that did make you love Pete Carroll. The dumbest play call in Super Bowl history. Everybody knew. But then, you know, when you think about it that way, it's like everybody knew Marshawn was going to get the football. And you're going up against a really good defensive coach and Bill Belichick. So try to do something different, right? That was just a great play by that cornerback, too. Got to give him credit for that. So you think, Tom, you think the Chiefs are going to win? Think the Chiefs are going to win it? Do the three-peat? Get the Swifties their trophy? The Kansas City Swifties? Molly asked me, she came down, she didn't really watch much of the game, and she came down and she was like, have they shown a lot of Taylor Swift? And I was like, I don't even know she's there. I can't remember them showing her until like the fourth quarter. They might have. I was kind of dozing in and out. I did with both games. I was tired yesterday. But the games were okay. But again, there was some newness with the Commanders playing, but with the Eagles and the Bills and the Chiefs, it's like we've seen this every year for like the past 5 years, It's like, bah, kind of just snooze fest. You're mad at the front office. Oh my gosh. We still got bowls, man. Gotta do it, man. Gotta do it. It's hard. It's hard. Front office was really caught between a rock and a hard place, And now that we know Liam's character, I'm kind of glad we didn't get him as our head coach, because who knows what would have happened. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see. This is going to play out over a few years. But man, I'm with you. It's just there aren't too many fans of Bulls. It's just hard to root for the guy. It really is. He seems like a good guy, got good character. I do think he's lacking in some leadership skills. Man, I'm tired of looking at this defense. I'm tired of the clock mismanagement. I'm tired of the uninspired play calling. I'm tired of the uninspired press conferences. I watch press conferences this year. Not so much, man. I didn't watch a lot. I watched a lot of Liam's, but I'm just kind of tired of Todd Bowles' press conferences. I was tired of them after the first 6 months when he became head coach. It's like, really? We got to watch these? It's hard for head coaches to have interesting press conferences, and I get it. A lot of these coaches are kind of hostile toward the media, and I get that. I understand it. But like I said, man, you're talking to the fans when you're talking to the press. Just imagine it that way. You're talking to the fans. A lot of coaches, I feel like, don't even like fans. They see fans as an inconvenience. Yeah. So, yeah, I wish that. Uh, just feels like it's going to be another year of the same old mess where we're mediocre, halfway. We'll come out decent, and be mediocre, and then kind of claw our way into the playoffs, and then just not make it far. I want something new. At least we got Bucky Irvin. Rashad White, what are we going to do with him? Is he going to be relegated to special teams? Poor guy, man. I haven't followed his social media or nothing. I wonder what he's been doing on there. He was real active on social media, but like I said, I didn't follow him this year much. Oh my gosh, yo, man, you think we're going to lose Godwin? Ah, the Jaguars fans are all talking about getting Godwin. They think he's going to go there. I don't know, man. Godwin seems to be a guy of really strong character. I can see him doing like Evans did, and Levante, where they stay here for less money, because they know this is where their bread's buttered. After retirement, there's a lot of life left to live. And you want to settle down in a community that loves you and is going to help you for the rest of your life and your family and everything. That's Tampa. That's Tampa. I mean, look at Mike Allstott, Rondé Barber, Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, Shelton Quarles. I mean, these guys, they are beloved in Tampa. They got a free meal every day. And that's what Godwin could get. That's what Mike Evans is going to get. Mike Evans is going to be able to open a restaurant or whatever, and do talk shows, podcasts, radio, and whatever he wants to do. Be a part of the team, come in, do some film work, whatever. And he's got it made for the rest of his life. I mean, besides the fact that he made millions of dollars. Don't know, man. Don't know. I don't see. I think. I mean, is Godwin going to be able to command much? I mean, 2 disastrous injuries. Is he going to be able to play? Don't know. It's going to be interesting. Oh gosh, yeah, Chip Kelly. Don't want that, man. Don't want that. Tom, I would actually say that Bowles is doing worse today than he did 4 years ago. I think every year he's gotten worse as far as defense is going. The defense is concerned. I think every year it's gotten worse. Seems like every year he's trying to be cuter and cuter and cuter. Just coming up with stuff, and it doesn't seem to fit our personnel. Don't know. So the Chiefs, did the refs help them win? Honestly, me personally, in this game, I didn't see a whole lot of it. Now that fourth and 1, I thought that Josh Allen got it. I thought it was a bad spot. And then when they reviewed it, I thought they were going to turn it over. But, I mean, he only had to get it to the 40, right? To me, it looked completely obvious that he was past the first down marker. Don't know. That the interception that they got, that should have been overturned, that the Chiefs got when he took it from or no, it wasn't an interception. It should have been in it. It was a catch. Wait a minute. Anyhow, it hit the ground. It hit the ground. It shouldn't have been a catch by anybody. But I think there was some bad calls. but I don't know if I would say that the Chiefs, to me, it looked like, even without the refs, without any help from the refs, the Chiefs were just a better team. They just showed up. They wanted it more. Both the Bills and the Redskins. The Redskins definitely. I mean, by midway to the third quarter, I was talking to Molly. I was like, this team looks like they're ready to go home. I mean, they were just getting beat up, and they had no umph left in them. The Redskins looked they were done. They were ready to go. Towards the end of the third quarter, the whole fourth quarter, they looked bad, and I kind of felt the same way with the Bills. They just couldn't stop the Chiefs, and they couldn't do anything on offense. It turned into Josh Allen's show, and when they started stopping him, there was just nothing left. There was nothing. They just couldn't do anything. I think that the Chiefs legitimately won that game, with or without the refs. But I will say this: I'm sick of it. I don't want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl anymore. I said that with the Patriots too. The Chiefs are maybe a little bit more fun to watch than the Patriots were, but with the Patriots, I always felt like we're watching greatness. We're watching with Tom Brady. I always felt like this is great. This is greatness. With Chiefs and Mahomes, I know a lot of people say he's the next. I just don't feel that way. I think he is the best of the dynamic quarterbacks that have ever popped up. Although I'm still a big fan of hold on, brain fart. I should be more prepared. Anyhow, I do think that Mahomes is a very good dynamic quarterback. He's got a lot of skills, but really their whole shtick is kind of like Roethlisberger's was: broken plays, and then make lemonade out of lemons. That's really Kansas City's whole thing. Now they do a lot of good, tricky plays and stuff like that. And Mahomes is pretty good at reading the defense, reading the field. But, their bread and butter is, Mahomes being chased out of the pocket and then making something happen. And I'm kind of tired of seeing it, man. I'm tired of seeing it. I like to see, good strategy and, a lot of chess matches and all that good stuff. And I don't know. I'm just tired of seeing Patrick Mahomes. I'm tired of seeing the Eagles. I'm kind of tired of seeing the Bills even. I really wanted to see a Detroit Lions Buffalo Bills Super Bowl. I think that would have brought in a lot of people to watch because both of those teams need to win a Super Bowl. When it comes to the Eagles and the Chiefs, man, everybody's sick of it. I have seen so many people say they're just not going to watch the Super Bowl this year because, one, they think the refs or the NFL is handing the Super Bowl to the Chiefs. And two, they're just tired of seeing these same two types of teams. And they're tired of seeing the Chiefs for sure. I'm the same way. I'm going to watch the game, but I'm not excited about it at all. At all. The Commanders and the Bills, yeah, that would have been good. That would have been great. Wayne, what's up, man? A long time no see, brother. Yeah, one ref gave him the first down. That's very strange too, Tom. Normally, when there was that much of a disparity, I mean, there was a good, I would say, well, one was behind the line or kind of on the line, and one was in front of the line. So, it was a good, maybe foot difference. And normally they'll get together and compromise and do like 6, but they didn't. They did the one guy. So maybe the one ref couldn't see the ball and he said, I think this is where it was, but I didn't see the ball. And the other ref was like, no, I saw it and it's right here. So they deferred to him. Don't know. Yeah, it was very strange. You could see them definitely when they were coming together. It was like this. And then the one guy just went, oh, I'll agree with you. Mahomes Reed would beat Brady and Belichick. Well, they didn't, right? I mean, didn't Brady and Belichick beat Mahomes and Reed, I think his first year or something in the playoffs? Let me look it up. Let me look it up. That would have been what, 2018, 2000? When did Mahomes get in the league? Playoffs. Yeah, the Patriots beat the Chiefs in the conference championship. 37-31. Now, was that Mahomes and Patriots? I mean, Mahomes. Yeah. So, yep, Andy Reid and Bill Belichick. Oh, Craig, what's up, man? Good, good. I was worried something happened to you, man. I didn't want to like seem all weird with the email. Like, you doing all right, man? Everything okay? But just wanted to check in on you. I appreciate you popping in and saying hi. Craig's done with football. Yeah, okay. I got you, brother, man. I got you. I understand it. I understand. I normally like to take a break. I did kind of take a break after we lost for like a week. The Chiefs are getting healthy. Yeah, that's another thing too. Yep. Eagles are healthy too. Okay, did you see Liam Cohen's press conference today, where they specifically asked him about the Buccaneers and all that good stuff, and he the guy's learning coach speak because he coach speaked it all up. It almost sounded like it was a planned question, organized between the team and the press corps, because it didn't really say a whole lot. I was like, it was like they just wanted to get it out of the way. Man, nobody's going to watch the Super Bowl. Craig, you going to watch the Super Bowl? Wayne, you going to watch the Super Bowl? When Mahomes was a kid, yeah. UFL football. Mm. I know, Craig. Yeah, we all feel the same way. It's like, we didn't have a problem with the guy going to Jacksonville or whatever. It's just the way he did it. Oh, that was so horrible. Yeah. You didn't watch it last year either? Dang. Yeah, you're just done with football for the year, right? You're not like done with football forever. I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl. I got to, man. It's the Super Bowl. Come on. Cohen apparently liked bowls, and that's about it. Yeah, yeah. When he gave that statement, it was kind of weird that Bowles was the only one he mentioned in the press conference today. He said, he really liked the players and those were his guys and all that, but he just basically his whole thing was, I couldn't pass up this opportunity. You know, he didn't really touch on why he was such a jerk about it all. I want Wayne. Do you want to see? I want to see the Eagles. Gosh, this is really tough. This is really tough. I don't want the Chiefs to three-peat, and I can't stand the Eagles. But I'm going to root for the Eagles. One, NFC team. I almost always root for the NFC team. Uh, Two, I don't want to see the Chiefs three-peat. Don't want them to have that record. Uh, and three, it'd be nice to, kind of dispel, the NFL. I don't want to feel like the NFL is controlling this crap, you know. And if the Chiefs do get beat, then that'll help with the. I mean, if the Chiefs do win, everybody's going to be like, seriously, y'all are manipulating this crap. Ilmate's going to skip the Pro Bowl. Craig's going to be back when Bowles is gone. No, Craig. That's going to be at least another year. You feel the same way, Ryan? Yeah, it's football. It's entertainment. Got to remember that. It's hard, but I just don't want the Chiefs to get a three-peat. You know, it's like I really wanted to see the Patriots win. Go and win a undefeated season and win the Super Bowl, and then they lost the Super Bowl because I was like, I didn't experience the Miami Dolphins undefeated season, so I wanted to experience it. I wanted to say I was around when it happened with the Patriots. It didn't happen. I don't feel that way with the Chiefs, man, with the three-peat. I'm just like, no, I just don't want them to have it. Just don't want them to have it. Nope. Nope. And as much as I can't stand the Eagles, I am very happy that they've got a running attack, a running back. I'm glad that running backs are coming back in vogue. I think the running backs made a huge statement this year, because they weren't getting paid. They switched teams all across the league. It was the weirdest off-season I've ever seen as far as running backs are concerned. You had so many elite running backs go from one team to another. I mean, almost all of the elite running backs did it. And almost all of them did great when they switched teams. And for Saquon Barkley to play as great as he did, I looked at Molly during this game after Barkley had that great run and got that touchdown. I was like, man, this is really an indictment on the New York Giants. It really is. What in the world did they do with him? Good grief. That's a crappy organization. So, for that reason, I'd like to see the Eagles win. One, NFC team. Got to root for the NFC team. Two, let's bring running backs back. I want to see Barkley get 5 touchdowns. All of them 60 yards plus. Right? Because I do love those runs. I love those bruising runs, And I mean, when you put him behind that Eagles offensive line, I mean, he's not getting touched. And once he hits open space, oh man, that guy's got a gear. He just goes. Yeah, running backs were on this year, and that just made me so happy. Because I remember last year we were talking about it, how just the running back market is dead. They weren't making any money. Nobody cared about them. After 2 or 3, after their rookie contracts, they were just letting them go for peanuts. And this year, man, they made a statement. I loved it. Running backs are back in style. And if the Eagles win, especially if they win behind Barkley, guess what? We're going to see a lot. It's a copycat league. We're going to see a lot of running next year. Which is fine with me, man. I love a running game. Injuries on the Buccaneers, MH. What's up, Rock? Oh, yeah. It is. It's hard, Rock, to root for the Eagles, man. I don't want to do it. But I don't want to see the Chiefs get three-peat, man. I don't want to see it. Last year, I came to the conclusion that I really hate the Chiefs This year it doesn't feel as bad. I think what it is, I don't like Travis Kelsey. And he didn't do all that great this year. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. I don't have that dislike for him that I did last year. I don't know what it is. And Patrick Mahomes, I like him. He's hard to dislike. You know, he just seems like a really good person, man. Who is the halftime show? Who is doing? Let me see. Who is doing the halftime show? Kendrick Lamar. Really? Wow. Kind of surprises me. I'm not a big fan of modern day live music, if you even want to call it live, because most of it's pre-recorded and they just play to a track. But worse than that is I'm just not a big fan of like dancing and performance style. I like when they just get up there and just kind of do what they feel like doing. Does that make sense? Kind of like uh, rock. You know, uh, hip hop. They do it too. Just get up there and just. I'm just not a big fan of dancing. I guess. Uh, Stage performances. I don't know what the word is. You know, so hopefully Kendrick will get up there. I've never seen any of his shows, but hopefully he'll get up there and just do something interesting. Kendrick Lamar, though. Plus, I'm not gonna lie either. I like the women performers during halftime better. Uh, kind of like a, it's kind of like a clearing out your eyes after watching a bunch of dudes for a couple hours. But yeah, I'm kind of the exact opposite. Rock with the when when the Bucks are knocked out. I normally will root for the NFC, and I'll normally root for the team that beats us, just because I like to go. Yeah, well, at least we got beat by the Super Bowl champions. Kind of lessens the pain, I guess. Uh, I can what I can't do though is root for anybody in our division. I just can't do it. Like when the Falcons went, I was like, can't root for them. When the Saints went, like, can't root for them. When the Panthers went, can't root for them. Oh, wide receiver injuries in the NFL. Yeah, yeah. A lot of it is because we've got this tackling style, and I've complained about it for quite a while, where the guys are going after the knees. They're going low, which we all knew was going to happen. We talked about it. When you can't hit them high, you got to go low, right? So now wide receivers are getting their knees busted up. Who got the MVP? Yeah, Barkley should have been MVP. He did great season, man. He's really fun to watch this year. He's always been fun to watch, but this year is by far his best year, and he's playing like a beast. He reminds me of Marshawn Lynch, back when he was the beast. Lamar Jackson, eh, he is great, but what they do it just because of his stats. Should they do the Should they do the MVP awards before the season's even over? Does that make sense? Or are they trying to just say kind of like this is for the regular season? That would make sense too. Maybe they should have two or three because we got the Super Bowl MVP award. Maybe they should have a playoff postseason MVP and then a regular season MVP and then an overall MVP. Maybe that's too many MVPs. I don't know. Lamar Jackson, now this is what, his third? He is good though. Just can't get over that hump, man. Can't get over the hump. What is it? What is it with the Ravens and Lamar Jackson that they can't get over the playoff hump, man? Oh yeah, Barkley with that reverse hurdle. That's I mean, did he practice that? Or did it just either way, it's impressive. I mean, good grief. Could you imagine if he wouldn't have done it? If he wouldn't have made it? That guy would have hit him right in the junk or right in the tailbone. Man, that would have hurt. That was a risky move. But it was awesome. That was the best. It was the best move of the year. Oh, you okay? You know Hurts is going to get at least two touchdowns with the tush push. That's what I was thinking, LMH. I didn't want to say that either. It's kind of like when they had Snoop Dogg and Ilm and Ilm and who was it? It wasn't Ice Cube. Was it Ice Cube? Do the Super Bowl. I was like, it was. I remember when they had the Rolling Stones do it like 6 years ago. I was like, wow, is the NFL that out of touch? Yeah, like with the NFL, it's a hype thing. You want some music that's gonna pump your heart for you. Taylor Swift. Why? Yeah, why isn't she performing? That would make sense though. Just bring her out from the box. She should be on the sidelines anyhow. She gets to go out on the field. Yeah, it's a quarterback award. Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, when was the last time a non-quarterback has won the MVP? Let me see. By year. Okay. I am starving. Wow. I am getting a whole list. I think we've done this before. Okay, here's the complete list. Boom, boom, boom. Quarterback, quarterback, quarterback. Good grief. 2011, no. 2012 was the last time. So it's been 12 years. Wow. Yeah, we did this. I think we did this last year because there's only been two non-quarterbacks. We'll say three in the past 20 years. And you really have to go back to 2002 before you get multiple non-quarterback MVP awards. There's three running backs: Marshall Faulk, Kurt Warner. Oh, they got Kurt Warner listed as a running back here. He's a quarterback. They got Rich Gannon listed as a running back. They need to update their table here. So quarterbacks are running backs. have won the award every year. Holy. Lawrence Taylor, 1986, was the last time a non-quarterback or running back won the award. Wow. In 1982, a kicker won it for the Redskins, Mark Mosley. How wild is that? Wow. That don't seem right, does it? It is. It's a quarterback award, man. But they should just change it. Change the name to quarterback, the best quarterback. I was going to, MK, I was going to drink one too, but forgot to grab one. I did fill up on my water though. I tell you what, MH though, Lamar Jackson is a very, very good pocket passer. It surprised me at how well he made the transition. Because what, the first couple years, man, he was just like pure legs. And then they got rid of the offensive coordinator. I can't remember who they brought in. It wasn't Todd Monken, I don't think. It was before Monken. But anyhow, I didn't think he was going to make the transition, and he was great. He's a really good pocket passer, surprisingly good. I did too, Wayne. I thought that uh, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry were gonna. I thought it was going to be the probably midway through the season. I thought it was going to be Baltimore and Philadelphia. What's up, Jay Rich? But for some reason, man, just in the playoffs, they don't have that oomph. You know, you got to get that oomph in the playoffs, man. You got to lay it all on the field, and they just don't have it. Just can't do it. Yeah, they didn't got nothing at wide receiver, and that's one of the things that hurt them in the playoffs because their one wide receiver was out. Zay Flowers. I love hockey. Okay, I love hockey. I love UFC, uh, NASCAR, but I can't watch any of it. You know, I made a deal with myself over a decade ago. I was like, man, you know, I watch way too much sports. I'm just going to pick the Buccaneers and the NFL and stick with that. But I feel like I need a summer sport. Hockey. Something, man, something. Hockey's a great sport. Hockey's awesome, man. Those guys are incredibly fit, tough, skilled. I actually did a analysis of what was the most difficult sport, and I had all kinds of categories like strength, endurance, teamwork, speed. Uh, I had a whole bunch of categories, and hockey came out on top as the most difficult sport to play when you combine all that stuff. Yeah, I like Lamar. I think he's a great athlete, man. Very good quarterback, but he's got to get over this playoff hump, man. He's got to. It seems like he's, you know, like when they interviewed him before the game in this year's playoffs, you know, he was like, I'm very calm, I'm very zen and everything, and I think that might be his problem. Because he's like that every playoff where he just doesn't have that, you know, I'm going to, if I have to break a leg, I'm going to win this game, you know. It just seems like he's kind of like he is during the regular season, you know, very zen. Can't do that in the playoffs, I guess. I don't know. Or he doesn't need to. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. They got a problem. He's usually pretty good. Well, he's better than like Josh Allen and Hurts and these guys about taking hits when he runs. Mahomes is very judicious. That's what you want in a running quarterback. I wish Mayfield was a little bit, you know, judicious with his running, but I also at the same time love it when he runs over guys like Bobby Wagner. I mean, I'll probably watch that play 50 times during the offseason just to amp myself up. Uh, Bobby Wagner. I mean, you don't truck Bobby Wagner like that, man, especially a quarterback. That was a beautiful play. It's nice when it happens, but at the same time, every time Mayfield runs, I'm like, oh gosh, slide, please get out of bounds. But he'll tuck his shoulder. Lamar is much more judicious. Oh, I know, Jared. I was talking about it earlier. Him in the presser, he's definitely learned coach speak. I really felt like that presser was a coordinated effort between ownership, him, and the media, because it did seem like the questions were uh, pre given to him, and they were really trying to smooth over the whole situation because he definitely did a lot more coach speak than he did with when he was offensive coordinator with us. You know, he was definitely. I really felt like they were glossing over it. But yeah, he seemed very awkward. Yeah, Wagner's old, no doubt about that. But still, to see him get trucked like that was very unusual. Yeah, he needs dog in him. Definitely in the playoffs. During the regular season, it's fine. You can do that whole mentality of, you know, uh, there's always the next play, there's always the next game or whatever. Don't let it get to you. Playoffs, you can't do that. Can't do that in the playoffs. So I say every year, I'm like, the playoffs are a different beast, man. You got to lay it on the line every game, every down. You know, you can't go in there with that mindset of, calm, cool, and collective. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but that's what it seems like with me and Baltimore. Is they just play uh, too calm. Like watching the Chiefs defense out there. The same with the Eagles. Both the Eagles, their defense and offense. They were out there just like ravenous dogs. You know, the Chiefs defense were taking no prisoners, and I do feel like all the ref stuff aside and everything, the Chiefs were just the better team, man. They just the Bills did not look good, and it turned into the Josh Allen show, and he was getting stuffed. And a lot of the Bills defense really looked like they kind of gave up. That Hamlin, man, he was getting abused all game. And he was wearing that big pillow helmet. Uh, and then they had that other guy, that rookie guy too, who came in and they were picking on him. But the Bills defense looked like they were just ready for that game to be over with. And same with the Redskins. The Redskins were like, I really felt like that whole team they were just ready to go home. Towards the end of the third quarter, it looked to me like they just gave up. They lost that dog. Yeah. With Mahomes, like I said, we we did a really good job. I don't care what people say about their offensive line or whatever. We did how you got to beat Mahomes, you know? And it's just so weird to me that I don't see teams do it. You know, we basically gave teams blueprint, but with these dynamic quarterbacks, and I don't see it happen across the league a lot, you know, when they leave the pocket, when they run outside the pocket, the wide receivers are now considered blockers. And you can clock them. You could lay the wide receivers out. There is no pass interference or defensive, what do they call it? Interference, whatever, until that ball is thrown. So when that quarterback leaves the pocket, and we did this during the Super Bowl, Levante David did mainly, but Devin White did a little bit. When Mahomes leaves that pocket, just lay out the wide receivers, especially Travis Kelce. Yeah, just lay them out. Just get in their way, block, hit them, take them off their feet, you know. And I don't see teams do it across the league. It's weird. It's weird to me. Because that's what the Chiefs and Mahomes in particular, that's what they live off of, you know, get running out, the play breaking down, getting pressure on him, chasing him outside the pocket, and then him just throwing it at somebody open downfield. That is the Chiefs' bread and butter. And the way you stop them is, you know, one, kind of contain and direct Mahomes, but two, as soon as he steps outside that pocket, man, just lay out the wide receivers. You don't see teams do it. It's weird to me. But yeah, bring back Brady and a good O-line. Show them how it's done, man. Yeah, Buffalo's defense would not. There's no way they'd be able to stop Philly's offense. Yeah, I was really disappointed in Buffalo's defense. Really was, especially their secondary. Once that one guy left, what was his name? He got a concussion, and I saw it too. I didn't see what happened to him until the replay, but after the play, he like stood up kind of slow, and he like stumbled backwards. I was like, oh, they're gonna take him out. He is out of here, and sure enough, he did. Let's see. I wanted to see Buffalo win, though. Who was it? It was Christian Benford. He was okay, cornerback. Yeah, I thought it listed him as a linebacker. I was like, what? He wasn't a linebacker. Yeah, that Christian Benford, when he went out and Elam came in, number 5. That guy seemed like he didn't have a clue what was going on. He was falling down. He was getting turned around, and guys were getting separation from him immediately. It was horrible. And then Damar Hamlin, he just got beat up on pretty much all night, but especially the second half. They were picking on him pretty bad. I love that blitz on the Chiefs. Yeah, go. We should rewatch the Super Bowl where we just beat the mess out of them. I remember Chiefs fans were all saying, "Well, if our offensive line would have been healthy, y'all wouldn't have been able to do that." I was like, "Dude, we were doing that to teams all year. Go back and watch our games. That's how we were winning all of our games, man. Our defense was just killing people. We were getting all kind of pressures, and so I'm saying you had 2.5. If you're lucky, you got 3 seconds to get rid of that ball, but you had 2.5 seconds generally, sometimes less. Yeah, we did. That was great. Okay, that was a great that was a great season, man. Once we hit the playoffs, man, those were great games. That Green Bay game was good. Awesome. The Saints game, though, just retiring Drew Brees and you know, just and we did all this on the road. Oh man, that was good stuff. And then we just beat up the Chiefs. It wasn't even that we went out to the bar to watch all the games, and the Saints game, Saints fans stayed up until the end, but all the other games, all the fans left. The Chiefs, all the fans left at halftime against us because we were just whooping them so bad. We were the only Buccaneer fans were the only ones left in the bar where I was at. It was beautiful. That's right. At least we got them. Yep. Most of the teams in the league can't say that. If there was a team in the league that you could say beats the Chiefs consistently, who would it be? Or can beat the Chiefs consistently? I think the Eagles should on paper they should win this, but man, they got a lot going against them. It's the Chiefs. They've been to this uh, Super Bowl, what, 5 times in the past 7 years, some crap like that. They're very experienced with this. Eagles are too, though. I mean, they were just there a couple years ago. So both teams are experienced. Uh, the Chiefs defense is playing really good this year, so they're going to be tough. But I don't know how they're going to be up against that running game. I mean, this I want to pick the Eagles. I think they're the better team. But man, the Chiefs have just had a miracle year this year. And, the NFL wants them to win, I'm sure. Hey, hey, okay, me and Molly were both quite we were stumbling. Let's put it that way. They had to run us out of the bar. We closed that bar down. Wayne, one of my favorite scenes on the watching the Super Bowl was Travis Kelsey sitting down on the field. This was like I want to say before halftime or shortly after halftime, and he was just sitting there with his head down. This was in between plays. He didn't want to get up or anything because we were just whooping him, but he was just sitting there looking just beat up midway through the game. It was great. That was like one of my favorite scenes from that game. That and the Antoine Winfield. What's up with that? What's up with Winfield and Whitehead and Edwards and all them this year? It's like the whole safety, the whole secondary just blah. McCollum did okay. And Izzian was doing okay till he got hurt. Eagles and Bengals. Well, with Peyton as their coach, he'll figure something out against them. He's a good coach, man. Obviously. Yeah, I don't like Travis Kelsey. Oh, you remember it too? Yeah, it was great, man. He was just sitting there. I wonder if I can pull that up. I'm starving. My stomach is growling. I'm gonna get off here in just a few minutes, guys. Yeah, I bet there's a picture out there. I'm going to get that picture and print it out and frame it. I don't see it. I know it's on the internet somewhere. A lot of pictures with him and that Swift girl. Oh, here it is. Oh, on Google, it's the first one. Oh, I love this picture. Oh man. Uh, can I open this? I didn't want the link. I just want the picture. There it is. You can see it. Great, great picture, man. That's in between plays. He was just so. Oh, oh, look, here's one too. Ah, good times, man. Good times. We need those times back. Man, in the next year, oh, it was a great season. It ended tough. That was a rough ending, you know, to, but, we lost against a really good team. We played them hard. It was a tough way to go out, but at the same time, it was a respectful way to go out. And they went on to win the Super Bowl, so you always got that, you know. You talking about our run game this year, LMH, or Super Bowl year with playoff Lenny? Yeah, I'd never seen that other picture with Devin White with the back to Devin White. But yeah, I'm gonna get that picture printed out and put it on the put it on the wall. Oh my gosh, I know, Rich. Uh, it's such a shame too, and it's all mental. It's all mental. He didn't. He wasn't. It wasn't injuries. It wasn't just getting old or slow or nothing like that. It was all mental, man. He just got. It was after his dad died. After his dad died, he something happened. He just kind of flipped a switch flipped in him, and he just kind of went off the rails. Yeah, yeah. JPP, it's over, boy. Yeah, JPP was such a beast, and we need something like that. We need now. Vita is a beast too. Vita's if you watch Vita, the way he interacts with the offense, he is not nice with those guys. Or the opposing offense. I mean, he is not nice with them, but he's not a like vicious leader like JPP was. I feel like Vita is nice with his teammates, but mean to the uh, our opponents. We need somebody who's going to get in there, and these guys are going to be scared to mess up because they're going to have to go back to the locker room with this guy. That's how JPP was. You didn't want to go back to the locker room after messing up with JPP. Warren Sapp was that way too. Warren Sapp would call you out when you messed up. We need guys like that. I love JPP, man. And Sue. I, yeah, it was so incredible the year after we won the Super Bowl to bring every single starter back. Gosh, we were so close. We were so close to winning again. If we would have got past the Rams, we would have won the Super Bowl. We would have won the whole thing. The Rams were just a tough team that year, and they were tough. Uh, we knew if we faced, and I said that year, at the start of the year, I said if we have to face the Rams in the playoffs, there's a good chance we're not going to win that game. And sure enough, it happened. I was like, but we all kind of saw it coming. I was hoping we didn't have to play the Rams. As far as the run game, MH, I love Bucky, man. Bucky's gonna be fun for many years, I think. JPP took no prisoners. Even the coaches were scared of him. He had that old school mentality, man. I loved watching him play too. He was like a Tasmanian devil out there. He was the exact opposite of Shaq Barrett. They were such great yin and yang on the edges. Because Shaq was going to beat you with his brains and his moves, and JPP was just going to chew his way through you. You know, he was like the Tasmanian devil. It didn't make any sense, but he was going to be a handful. Yeah, we were stacked, man. Elite, all the way around. That was good football to watch too, man. Vita's not, I would say he's mean. Well, to the offensive line and the running backs and the quarterbacks, yeah, he's not nice. You know, he's not helping them up. He's laying on top of him. He'll push him as he walks by, stuff like that. He doesn't chit chat with them. Like if you watch after the game, after the like a kneel down or victory formation or whatever, he's not like shaking hands and chatting with them and stuff like that. He's turning around and going to the locker room. But he's not. Yeah, he's not like JPP mean. Yeah, yeah. If you knew football, you knew the Rams were the team to beat that year, and it was going to be a scrum between us and them. I did not want to see them in the playoffs, and I said it. If we don't have to see the Rams in the playoffs, we will win the Super Bowl. But if we meet the Rams in the playoffs, chances there is a chance we will not win that game. I was like, they are the only team that could beat us. And man, yeah, yeah, yeah. And Wayne, yeah, when Brown lost it, that was when we lost that slight edge that we had to beat the Rams. Um, and I blame Rick Stroud for that crap. You know, oh, just hold that story, man. You put that story out after the season, dude. Just wouldn't do it. Just wouldn't do it. He had a personal vendetta. Ah, oh my gosh, MH, I will be so pissed if we waste Bucky. It's going to be this new offensive coordinator. A lot's going to depend on him, and I think Bowles is going to get a run first coordinator. I haven't even been paying attention to who we're interviewing. I mean, I'm looking at the names, and that's about it. Because we're going to interview 20 people, and we're going to pick the one person nobody saw coming. I guarantee you. Gotti, you're not going to watch Super Bowl either. B Cole, you either. Man, everybody's saying that. That's wild. I have seen so many people say that this year. Uh, I was talking with Tom. Tom, I think it was you. I was talking with where I was saying I have seen more people this year than I've ever seen just say they're over the NFL. They're tired of it. But definitely with this Super Bowl, I can't ever recall seeing this many people. Not just you guys in the chat, but just like immediately when the Chiefs won, I just saw all over the internet, on X and all the social media sites, everybody just going, man, I'm over this crap. I'm not going to watch this Super Bowl. I was like, man, that's wild. Yeah, Vita's not Sue. Yeah, Sue was mean. But Vita got some dog in it. I mean, he's not nice. He's not nice to the offense. I need to put some film together on some of the stuff I've seen him do. Cliff Kingsbury, be called Cliff Kingsbury. I've always liked his offensive mind. He's very versatile. He's got a kind of a drive to be strategic and unique. And he always seems to fit his offense to the players he's got, which I like. He fits his scheme. He really works with what his players, with what he's got. He comes up with some interesting things. That's how I am, Wayne. I got to watch it no matter what, even if I can't stand the teams, even if I'm sick of the NFL, even if I'm distraught with the Buccaneers. I can't not watch it, man. I've been doing it all my life. I've never missed a Super Bowl. What story time? We were talking. Me and you were talking about the um. The one Rick Stroud posted the one about how Antonio Brown lied about his vax status and hired some guy to forge a card for him. It was a big scandal thanks to Rick Stroud. Oh, it pissed me off so bad, man. I was so mad at him. Like, why would you post that? Why would you do it? And, journalists do this all the time, especially sports journalists. They'll get exclusive rights to a story and then hold it until after the season is over because they know it'll really cause a lot of trouble during the season. And a lot of times they won't report it because they don't want to upset the team or the players because they know they'll lose access to the locker room or whatever. Joe Bucks fans have talked about it with Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson and Jameis Winston. Deshaun Jackson hated Jameis Winston. And nobody knows why except for Joe Bucks fans. Those two guys know why, and they say they can't say it or they won't say it because it's like really, really bad what happened between those two, to the point to where, we're talking about like divorces, and, it will ruin a lot of personal relationships, stuff like that. So they said at one point that they will write a story about it once those two guys are out of the league, but then they kind of backtracked on it and they're like, we'll never release it. But journalists keep a lot of stuff. They won't report on a lot of stuff. But Rick Stroud did with Antonio Brown, because he was mad at Antonio Brown over it. And I was pissed. I was like, dude, you could have held that until after the season, man. And then he did that. And then Antonio Brown and Arians got into it. And that's why Arians kind of told Brown to, sit on the bench. And Brown said, nope. And he was all gone. So I blame Rick Stroud for that mess. You feel bad about social media going after Liam? Man, it just showed bad character to me. I mean, Bill Belichick kind of did the same thing with the Jets, and that worked out okay for him. It might work out okay for Liam, but I don't know, man. I prefer people with good character. Yeah, yeah. I'll never forgive Rick Stroud for that, man. I thought it was a crappy thing to do. And then the bad thing of it is, or one of the bad things is, the guy who gave Rick Stroud the story literally said he was doing it as an extortion measure to Antonio Brown. Because what happened is Antonio Brown didn't pay the guy, or didn't pay him enough or something. Because Antonio Brown, that's what he does. That's like his MO. You know, he don't pay his bills. And so the guy was mad at Antonio Brown and told Antonio Brown that if he didn't pay him the money, he was going to go to the press. And, he goes to Rick Stroud and tells Rick Stroud this, that I'm only doing this because I want my money. And, it's just like, I get, you, but he could have had the guy exclusive rights to that story and then held it till after the season. They do that crap all the time, but he didn't want to. He wanted Antonio Brown off this team because he was mad about him, because Rick Stroud was very pro getting the shot. And he was mad, and he knew that Arians was pro getting the shot, and he knew it was going to cause a big issue between him and Arians. He knew all of this. He knew all of it. These guys know what they're doing when they write these stories. Yeah, I get it, MH. I mean, it's a business and all that, but uh, and I don't have a problem with Cone going to Jacksonville. Of course, I thought he was, perfectly. Everything was legal, and all that. The issue was kind of hiding from the Buccaneers. He wouldn't take their phone calls. There was a whole day almost of just, he ghosted the Buccaneers. And everybody was like, what's going on here? And then he pops up and he was like, all right, guys, just kidding. I'm not coming back. I'm taking this job. You know, uh, Greenberg was signing a coordinator, one of his guys, and he was trying to get a hold of Liam, to say, look, are you sure you're coming back? Because, I got a guy here I'm going to re-sign, but it's contingent basically on you being the offensive coordinator. And so, it was a lot of, it was just kind of, he could have very easily just said, no, I'm still looking at this. I'm probably going to take this Jacksonville job. I mean, I get it. He was doing what was right for him. I get it. But you didn't have to be sneaky about it. We'll see how it all plays out in the long run, you know. That's how I feel, Wayne. You know, it was just it just tarnished him. You know, it made him look kind of bad in my eyes. You know, it kind of helped a little bit, to be honest with you, because now I feel like I didn't want the guy on the team. You know, I get it that, you know, you're going from 4 million or 5 million, whatever he was going to get paid as the offensive coordinator for us, to what, 15, 16 million, plus all the power and prestige and all that. I mean, who wouldn't take it? But don't hide from us. Yeah, I think he probably did. He probably got overwhelmed, didn't know what to do. Was kind of, you know, and plus, you know, his kid probably was legitimately you know, sick and all that good stuff. So he had that on his mind too. But to just like not answer your phone, come on, man. Come on. He really left our organization in a pickle, in a bind. So, all right, guys, I got to get off here. My stomach is growling. I'm surprised y'all can't hear it. Uh, we got a Super Bowl coming up, 2 weeks. I'm gonna be doing live streams between then and then. I I can't quit you guys, man. I can't do it. I've got some pretty interesting ideas to do for live streams. So we're gonna have fun with it. Uh, don't know when I'm going to do the next live stream though, but it'll be before the Super Bowl. Probably do another one this week. So just, you know, keep notifications on, and I'll pop in, and we'll chit chat. Of course, if any breaking news happens, you know, if we get an offense coordinator or whatever, I'll jump on. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you hanging out. And until next time, go Bucks.